Alright guys, the purpose of this video, I'm going to highlight an example of where some of our trades come from. Now certainly we have tons of different setups we look for, and some of our setups are as simple as a news item where all of a sudden something has good news and gets a sudden spike of volume, and we have ways that we teach our members to play those. This is not one of those, or this is one of the setups that I didn't even have this stock on watch, and I'm going to show you like how I found it, why it caught my attention, and how I called it. It's just an example of some of the things that go on in the chat room. But first, I feel like I need to say some things here. I know I haven't been putting out a lot of videos lately, and I plan on becoming a full-time video maker, trader, chat room moderator, and all that again here any day now. Having said that, the quick explanation. You know, one of the Medea movies, Tyler Perry. Actually Medea, however you want to word it, gives a speech to the family that in short talks about when you're in your 40s, it's very, very hard. A married couple in your 40s, your kids are at that teenager horrible stage, and your parents are dying. And it's kind of like where me and my wife are right now. I just lost my stepdad a couple weeks ago, and now my father-in-law very ill. All right, probably shouldn't even be sharing this, but I am. So a lot of distractions as far as the business goes. You know, I think I'm very close to the point where I can get back into this full time. But I guess the beauty of our chat room is we've got several all-stars in there that have moderator status. So I could leave for a month and the room would run just fine, and there'd be tons of great calls in there. So it no longer depends on me being there. I'm just one of the guys that makes good calls now. All right, having said that, NTAP on Friday, this is an example of where some of my calls come from. All right, NTAP. Let's see here. Let's get the drawing tool going. It's not very hard to see. Now, this wasn't even on my radar. Okay, we were trading other things, and all of a sudden, you know, you see this volume spike, and you look at the price action, and this is, you know, unsustainable parabolic move. Okay, now I'm not really a big fan of stepping in front of this and shorting it. But it could be a good short if you use the right method. What I'm doing is, okay, now NTAP does this move. It's certainly on my radar, and making a big enough move here that probably is going to give a nice low risk setup. So instead of just you know, trying to short this or jumping in and trying to catch the last few pennies, now it's on a chart and it's on my radar. Okay, so what happens is now I'm going to watch it unfold. These are 5-minute candles. You know, and it would have been a nice short if you had a low risk way in. But anyway, look what happens. Bounces and then meanders a little bit. Now, what seems like the obvious play would be you've got a little base here. If it gets above this, it's probably going to make a move to the upside. That's not what my thinking is. This is too sharp of a down move all of a sudden. You just caught a lot of people off guard. The people that were diving into this at the last minute trying to catch a few bucks, right? So what I want to do in a case like this is watch this trade for a little bit. In my target area for an entry is down here. See this red line and this green line? I'd like to see a move down to this area. So let me add a couple candles here. See the little fake breakout there? Okay, people jumping in here thinking, okay, now it's headed back up. Remember, my target area is down here for an entry. And right there, it comes down into that area, and look what happens. That was the low after this sell-off, okay? Called it for the chat room using a method we teach at 34.88. Stop was at 34.72. Held the stop, triggered, held the stop, and from 34.88 went to 35.77. So about 90-cent move in our favor on 16 cents risk. But you know, the reason this is a good trade and a good setup is I let it, you know, I waited for it to come back down to my target area. Now, why is that a target area? Couple reasons. 5-minute candles, that's where the 20 is, and on 15-minute candles, it's where the 15.8 is. Okay, which is right there. See that blue line? The 8-period moving average on 15s is oftentimes, when you get a strong stock, is my target for where it comes down. Should probably bounce again. And you can switch to 2-minute candles and see the very low risk entry where the little base here and then back above it, and it was a nice, like I said, 90-cent move, 16 cents risk. And keep in mind, this wasn't even on my radar. You know, we've got guys scanning, including me, several members scanning the markets. So whenever we see something like this, it lands on our radar, and we wait until it gets to one of our low risk areas. Trigger and stop are given, and a nice easy move. Okay, there was no chaos there. There was no danger. We weren't jumping in We weren't trying to short this move. Again, you could say, why didn't you just short up here? Well, that's hindsight. But what we did was let it calm down, come to our target area, then take the entry, and had a nice, easy move into the close. So there's one example. Tons of different setups that we look for here, and this is just one. So I guess I've babbled long enough. Again, hoping that from this day forward, you're going to start seeing videos every day. I'm going to try to make them educational and talk a lot about what we do in the chat room. So I hope that helps a little bit, and hope to be more of a regular going forward. All right, have a good rest of your weekend, and we'll see you guys on Monday.